All right, hi again. Little bit late. Little bit late. Nothing special right now. We did end up getting a reaction of that zone I was looking at the CME Open, just not big enough to make off any trade. Like I said, yeah, high probability area for rejection. Had a bit of a divergence between the two assets. We could say there was potentially, some sort of short like this, but I didn't stay long enough. I usually stay for the first 10 minutes. That happened just after. I would have not taken that trade anyway. I'd rather come back for right now, Asia Open. It's a decent trade here, very aggressive, But yeah, we did get that rejection that we were expecting. Whoops. Let's see now if we keep rejecting this area. There's nothing crazy structure wise. I mean, this is still somewhat pretty strong on the 1 hour. Something like this potentially. So those first lows first. At least to the Friday close now, because now we do have a gap created from where we close on Friday to today. Let me see the CME chart. Yeah, there is a bit of a gap. It's not crazy, but this is the sort of gap you see from the close to where we opened just now. Is it on? Yeah. Or to where we are, or about, no, yeah, to where we opened this morning at 8. So that's the thing. And on Ethereum, it's not crazy if you look from, like there's definitely prices pretty much at the same level from that high, but we closed here. That's pretty much the gap. Is there another short setup from here? I like to think so. I don't want to be too aggressive with anything. It does look good, the rejection of that supply low of previous week, and that gap here on Ethereum, and the fact that we are still below the 50 EMA on the 4 hour, still pretty decent. Is it worth opening a trade? That's the thing. Is it strong enough to open a trade? I might regret it. It always happens. I regret stuff that I did not take. Let's get a couple. Let's have a couple 5-minute candle to print. Let's let them print, and we'll see what we can do with it. Because structure-wise here we're still above that 50 EMA on the 1 hour, which is still decent after reclaiming all that last level, holding it. So let's see. I'd like to see, some sort of M like this, maybe to go short. It's Monday, so I'm in no rush. I like to let things play out on Monday, see a little bit what direction the market wants to go. I can now put my new weekly range, by the way. Weekly. I can mark my Sunday's range as well, because sometimes it is helpful. Weekly range on both assets marked. Oh, let me put my timer in because we are gonna be in the 5 minute. Oh, we just didn't. We just passed it. I'll reset it properly after. All right, let's mark Sunday's range. So I'm not in this trade. This was just, looking at the higher time frame and that rejection. This is more 1 hour trade. I don't want to jump too early onto something, especially on the highs like this. Of the highs they've moved. But yeah, this area just has been good so far. I'll rarely open a trade of just rejections of an area if it's like I could like, for example, on the 1 hour, this is in line with the supply, whatever, whatnot. But if I'm on the 15 or the 5, it's still pretty early. It's the end of a move. Like, I wouldn't open a trade here. I would not open a trade here. I would wait for, something like this, like a retest of a key zone. Let's see if we get a retest in that area. 50% of Sunday. It is the candle that broke the 50 EMA more or less here. Let's see. One second. Yeah, no keen, not keen into to rush into anything for now. Yeah, us holding this area here is still quite bullish. So I don't want to fight against this for now. And here on Ethereum we had a clear grab of all this liquidity, and like I said, creating somewhat of a W here. Let's see if this holds. Just, yeah, not convinced into rushing into a short right now. Sorry, sidetracked here. Still going down. That's the 15-minute. 15 minutes clearly created an M. There's instances like this where I think, oh, this is just too much of a stop, and then we just drop crazy in the Asia session. Yep, I've seen that before. I said I was gonna open, I was gonna trade one of my evaluation as a high time frame account, so maybe I should. Maybe I should place this trade and see how I go on the higher time frame. Not so convinced about it. Gonna wait for Asia Open. If we still look bearish at the Open, which is in 8 minutes, I might enter this trade on a higher time frame. There's clearly a change in market structure on both assets here. Is it just a retrace before we go lower, or you know? Yeah, not convinced. Trying to see if I'm missing something somewhere. Got 3 minutes to the Asia session open. I do want to think that we are gonna hold bullish. That's the thing. Even though we've got all the reason, especially on Ethereum, to be bearish, this supply has clearly been retested here. That's quite nice. Bitcoin didn't take those highs, so a bit more bearish. You can clearly see how it's falling, more falling than Ethereum. And the whole time, once we swept those February lows, I thought we were gonna drop here more, where we kept ranging in that little zone. I do think we're just gonna have that extra leg lower. It's just a matter of when. Well, we're in that zone where I was expecting a reaction, so let's see what we do at the Asian Open. If there's any sort of bearish candle, I might open a short on a higher time frame. Bitcoin's done the same thing here. There's a fair value gap we tapped into. That was before we broke all those highs. Let's see. We might just fall down from here and I'll regret it. I'll let one 5-minute candle close. So far, this reaction was good, yeah. It makes you regret, you're like, oh, I should have opened that trade at that time. It was really aggressive, in my opinion, to do so. But I've been trading out of fear a fair bit, which is not ideal. Just always doubting anything and not taking the risk. we are getting a bit of a reaction. We took all these lows from that candle that created displacement. Let's see if we reject that or reclaim it. It's going down to the 2-minute now, but if we go back above and retest it, there's opportunity for a long, because that's exactly where I wanted to see a reaction for now. So take that off because I'm not in this trade. It's a clear reclaim of that zone, which was sort of a breaker that got ran through about 3 times. We're retesting it now. That gap, all the EMAs. So a little bit tricky to open trades like this on the Monday open. But you know, there's somewhat of a structure now. It's not like we're ranging. It's holding 50% of Sunday for now. Wow, we're all getting a bit of a rejection of that zone on the 2-minute. Let's see. It's a little bit of a make or break. Do we hold this level now, and this is the lower, and start we keep going higher, or are we not holding those levels, and then from here I might be tempted to open that higher time frame short, even if the stop loss seems way bigger now. Pretty much the same setup on Bitcoin. All these lows taken from that candle. gonna reclaim this level. Down on the 1 minute now. Still rejecting. Not really breaking through any of it. All right, back above on Bitcoin. Just down to the 2 minutes, so this might be a bigger area as well. And it's Asia session as well. We might just be ranging for the whole of the session. I'll be back for a UK stream, by the way. So, got a 5-minute candle closing. It's not a massive strong break, you know, like there's no volume going through that candle. We'll wait. We'll patiently wait. Ooh, is that the retest of the little breaker, or is this just a rejection? Alright, that's a disgusting rejection for now. I like my patience last week. I like how I was patient and how, yes, I missed setups, like I said in my review. I like the patience. When it's going to be clear and obvious, I'm going to pull the trigger, and I'm going to pull the trigger hard. I mean, this entry is, this rejection here is quite nice. It's difficult not to take that trade. What do we make of that? Well, we definitely didn't hold this area. Rejected this one. Alright, definitely not holding. We just closed the 15-minute candle. It's quite a rejection here. Quite a rejection here too. Doesn't look that bullish anymore from that zone. And I can't neglect that this is quite a nice M of a key area. And same here on Ethereum. Feel like I'm gonna regret it again, but it's testing my patience. We're still holding, still holding those areas. Alright, let's see. Let's just stay patient. There's one trade I regretted taking on Ethereum. It was on Friday. When we broke that 50 EMA, I wanted to open a trade here. This was a clean rejection of that supply that couldn't break. Clean average price action for retrace. And I really wanted to play a move down, but I felt like I was forcing myself to take a trade because I didn't take a trade off the whole week. And I'm happy I didn't, because we did retrace to my entry. It would have been quite sketchy. I think if I was still in this trade, I would now bring my my stop loss to that level. Like I said, it was potentially entry short, so if price would go above that, I'd get out of this trade for a small loss. Alright, just heard a 5-minute candle closing, so gonna check that. It's not looking the prettiest. What if we did get this W reclaim all those zones that we first rejected and then retest it? Then that would be my long. We're still holding those two zones for now, so that's an imbalance, and I think that's a higher time frame imbalance. Oh no, it's that sort of breaker that got ran through many times. Clean supply, ran through 1, twice, 3 times. Maybe we're holding it now. Just maybe. Nothing really bullish for now. I keep trending lower. It's got that retrace vibe though, you know. So a little channel like this. Yeah, clearly not holding. But we're still there. We're still in that zone. I feel a bit risky trying to short from there now. And just the way I'm divided about price action and what to do shows that I shouldn't be trading. It's good that I'm looking for something. I'm trying to read price correctly, don't miss anything. But at the same time, the best trades are the very obvious ones. Like this one that happened here in Asia, this was so nice. I wasn't trading it, I was at work. It was the CME Open as well. And I'm not saying because this big candle happened, it's just structure wise, it was nice. And I reviewed it in my weekly review. So if you want to see that trade, watch that review. I just got another 5-minute candle close, which is nothing crazy. It always feels like eternity, but realistically, let's say from the gap, it's only been an hour. This is how trading is. Very long. And it's hard because you want to move away from the chart, have a break, which I do sometimes. I might do now. And then sometimes you miss something. That's crazy. I do like break off the 50 here. Every time those drawings come back. Retest on that week. And now still staying lower. Right, so we're not getting this bullish scenario. We're still going lower. Do I open this higher time frame trade now? On Bitcoin, we already had 1, 2, 3 levels down. We might get a reset now. But on Ethereum, it's only been 1, 2, and we might get a third from here. Still holding, we're still holding there. It's so difficult. We are holding. We are holding. It's not the biggest of holds, but there's really not enough strength in this. Like, it's not really not holding at all. Alright, this is so disgusting. This was potentially, oops, somewhat of a better trade. Still risky in my opinion. But taking those highs with an M. Aiming for that retrace into 50% or the EMAs. That's the thing, they're still like still quite high. Still a 2-hour trade in there, but nothing ideal of my liking. That's pretty terrible. The short is tempting. Is it ideal? No. Will I probably miss it if it happens? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna have a little break. Due for a break. Come back after, maybe trade for another half an hour or at least stream, and then we'll see. Might get a bit better. We get a, let's say, let's give us a 15-minute candle plus those 2 minutes. That should be better. I'd say short because the longs are clearly, it's holding, but it's average. It's probably just holding now until it drops. That's my idea. That's how I see things. And I might regret the whole week not entering here because this was because this was the entry for the week, and we might drop from here. There's a 1.5 to that low from where we are. What else do we have here? Liquidity. This is a bit like forcing my trade on ETH here on the 4-hour. But I can't always be certain about the outcomes of the trades, and I guess I have to jump in it sometimes. So 1.6 from where we are to like pretty much the weekend lows. All right, I'm gonna have a break. See you in 15 minutes. All right, I'm back. It sort of make me regret now that I didn't enter off that area there. It does. Or at least even from here. This was a good entry. Still feel like there's a potential that one of the two assets is gonna take that low, maybe not that low, at least close the gap maybe, and then Bitcoin take this low, and then we might see some sort of reversal. And if we are to go down, then we'll just go down from here. Create that M. Might wait for UK, might miss that trade. This is a nice rejection of the 50 EMA after that M. How painful is this price action? It's gonna make me regret not opening this trade here. This was even in the gap. Clean rejection of the 200 on the 1 hour. And a retest here, especially being sort of 50% of this railroad track. Now, if I want to go short, ideally I'd want a bit of a retrace before going down, but that's me asking for, a better entry. And sometimes you wait for it and just price dumps without, because you've been too picky, you don't get that perfect entry because I didn't want to execute up there. Just hate this. This is so bad. All right, I'm cutting it for today. I'm just going to come back later or come back in UK. I just hate it and I don't feel comfortable. All right, see you.